Bless the love everyone. I pray everyone doing well, and I pray everyone is safe for that same said way. I was about to water my plants, and I figure I would put some information on there that I know will be grateful to plenty people. Because it's great to know. Some people tend to worry about would be putting on the plants, what you could wipe off the plant before you cook it, more than would be putting into the plants. So I decided to make this video. Normally now, you got some organic side here, some organic neem oil, which you can make some natural pesticide with, that and keep pests away, same said way diseases from your plants. You can mix like 1 teaspoon of neem oil to half teaspoon of joy to a quart of water, or you can mix 4 teaspoon of neem oil to 1 teaspoon of joy to a gallon. And then you have the Be Safe organic side, makes up to 10 gallon. You can make a gallon and spray a lot of plants with that. You spray under and spray on top. Also spray in between the soil, so to keep the bugs from on the soil. You got some solution I mix here. You have my solution. You have the tap water, and you have the reverse osmosis water. I won't call no name because I don't want no problems, but that's the water from the machine. The reason why I use the water from the machine is because you could get a 5 gallon for $1.50, for only $1.50, and I mix that with my tap water so that I could water my plants. And the reason why I do that is because the ppm in my tap water is so high that I have to bring it down with the normal reverse osmosis water because it has a low ppm. Now, the nutrition in the pH might be different, but you could adjust your pH with the apple cider vinegar or the baking soda. The apple cider vinegar would be a natural pH down. And you have the general hydroponics pH down. You have the general hydroponics pH up, and the baking soda natural pH up. You have your pH tester, your TDS and EC ppm tester. You have your soil tester. You could inject this in the soil, test the wetness of your soil, the moisture, test the light, and test the pH. It's important because you want to know, you don't want to overwater the plant to cause root rot, and then you don't want to over-fertilize the plant, and you want your pH to be the right level because vegetables thrive in a 6.0 to 7 environment and pH for water and soil nutrition because the plant won't absorb the nutrition in the plant unless the pH is in between 6.0 and 7. So whether you're using organic fertilizer or synthetic fertilizer, the plant will not absorb it unless the nutrition is unless the pH is within 6.0 to 7.0. So, as you can see right here, with the reverse osmosis water, you see the alkalinity in that. It's alkaline. And this is from a machine on the road. It's alkaline, which is good. And over here, which is the tap water or well water, my well water, not the government water, but this comes straight out of the ground. It's 7.60 something, in between that, which is alkaline. Above 7 is alkaline, 7 is neutral, below 7 is acid. Over here is the solution what I have mixed. And as you can see, that dropping fast. It has to be in between 6.0 and 7 in order for it to absorb the nutrition to feed your plant. And another important thing about the pH and the ppm, the pH, like I say, is very important for it to be in between 6 and 7. That's perfect. Because no matter what you're feeding the plants, not going to absorb the nutrition until the soil and the water that you're feeding with, that the pH is correct. And this is the ppm reader. Now the ppm shows you the salt and the buildup and the chemicals in the water. As you can see, this one is 35, which is drinkable. 0 to 50 is very great at drinking, and up to 300 I think is drinkable. But you want to stay low. You don't want to go high. Just definitely you want to be low, because if you're drinking it, you want to stay low. For your plants, you can go high, but you want to gradually get high. With my tap or my well water, as you can see, that rise straight to 1,000, which is good, right? Or almost 1,000. But which is good is the ppm is okay for the plant to drink at that state, but it ain't okay for us. But that's only if the plant is within its first stage of life. anytime you're coming into your harvest of your kale, your broccoli, your tomato, anything, you want to make sure that that ppm is low. Now you see this 530. This is what I brought it down to be. So I buy the reverse osmosis water because the ppm is low, and I mix it with my tap water and bring it down so that it doesn't have a high dissolves of salt in it. Now mind you, I'll feed it up to 1500 ppm if it's 2 months or 3 months. But anytime I come into harvest, I only feed with pH water that's 6.7, and the ppm has to be below 200. That's the only way that it's acceptable. So if your water is still saying 1000 ppm and you're about to pull your tomato off your plant, that means your plant has all that ppm in it, which is not good. So what I tend to do is I flush all my plants when they come into harvest. I flush my plant with just RO water with a low ppm, so that when I eat my fruit, I just get enough fresh water and not all that chemical in it. And that's very important to know. You know, some people tend to don't pay attention to that, and that's what's killing us off. So if you're cooking with your tap water, as you can see here, that's almost 1000. And with that being a problem with your well water, no matter how much you boil that water away, you're not going to kill the salt in that water. The water will boil away, but the salt will remain, so the ppm would rise in that. So be very careful when you're cooking with well water, folks. You know, that's not good. So I only drink alkaline water, either the blue water or the crystal water. I like the crystal water because, you know, it's a high in alkalinity. So I would always recommend them to blue or the crystal H2O, which is 9.5 to 10.0. So just something I thought I would put out there for people to grasp the information, because it's important for people to know that when you grow a plant, you want to make sure that you always flush your plant. Your flushing is your last process. So if you're growing your plant from 1 to 2 to 3 months, within the last 2 weeks of your plant, you want to flush that plant with just straight RH reverse osmosis, low ppm water, so that you're getting the freshness of that fruit. That means you're only getting the nutrition left inside the leaves of the tree. Once you deprive it of the nutrition in the soil, it will only suck the nutrition that's left in the plant, so you'll get a pure fruit. But, you know, it's always good to study to show yourself approval, so don't take my word, but then I only here to help people who trying to help themselves. You know, so I figure I would put it out there again. I only spend $150 for the 5 gallon of reverse osmosis water, and I mix it with my tap water so I can save water to lower my ppm. And I use this water only to flush, just low ppm water to flush, so you can get the fullness of your fruit. And, you know, just try it with one of your plants. If you don't try it with all, try it with one of your plants. But every water there is in Nassau, I already pH tested. All of them are good when it comes to drinkable. The ppm is low, but the pH is different in plenty water out there. So people, buy a pH tester. You could go online. You can get this set up right here for maybe about $30. $30 for 3 of them. You know, and you could feel more secure about the water you drink and the water you give in your plant, because what you eating is just as important as you drinking. So what you putting into your plant, you want to know. But I pray everyone have a blessed day. You know, any information needed to be asked, I'm willing to help. You know, because you want to make sure that you're putting the right food in your body, and that's the most important thing. So blessed love, heart of down setting, heart of love. Pray everyone be safe on that road. Everyone keep growing. Don't stop growing.